Hello, welcome back to the stream. We've got part 2. This is going to be a 25% race, and it is going to be from the qualifying grid. No, not from quali grid. I am just looking to see if I can get some further analysation on that crash from a good incident investigator who I know, a little man called Cameron. I'm going to try and find where that incident was and if my live stream's uploaded from the last one. I say that Cameron's little, but he's literally over 6 foot, so... Well, I mean, I think he's 6'5". Yeah, he's not so little. Right. Let me just see that crash again. And I'll try and see... So to the safety car restart. Josh is fine. He doesn't accelerate then decelerate. So it actually seemed like... Alright. There's a lot of cars that went for it. Philip was the first one to really go for it, I'd say. But Oshin, of course, went into the... Yeah, Philip. Then he broke. That meant that Ryan broke. I'm analysing it bit by bit to try and see who's completely at fault for this. Philip broke. Then Ryan broke to stop hitting the back of Philip. Then that's Nova on the inside. He breaks next. Tom's going full pelt a little bit. Let's just watch that again. Tom was going quite quickly, so he has to slow down even quicker, which means that the reaction times for the driver behind, which is fishy, isn't going to be as great, especially it's wet track as well. So, yeah, they all start bunching together, them kind of hitting the back of one another to the inside to avoid it. He goes through, and that was actually the driver at the back who made the first contact was Scottier with Sam, no, with the back of Philip actually. Then he retired, went into Sam, and Sam was on the back of Scottier's car. So a bit of analysation, and really I don't want to say it's fully his fault, but Philip, who went for it the most out of the top 3, causing the rest of the drivers to brake suddenly. Yeah, I think that that's what caused it. But of course, the rest of the drivers do need to be a bit more aware when it's yellow flag conditions still. and not to go for it like the driver ahead has. Of course, that's very difficult. You want to try and get the best safety car restart possible. So you're going to accelerate when everyone else accelerates. And that's just what caused the last crash. So, yeah. A bit unfortunate for it to happen. But personally, I would give a penalty mainly to Philip. Only a little one, though. Since he thought that he would have gone. But, of course, he shouldn't have thought that. And he should have looked ahead of him. And the yellow flags as well. But we go into the restarted race, of course. Everything in that last race is forgotten except for the grid under that last safety car. So really, I don't think that there is going to be any penalty decisions on that safety car restart or anything in that race, actually. So we move on. It's a different race. A 25% like we had at Silverstone, and it's from the safety car. So we wait for the drivers just to confirm their setups and to confirm their strategies, which they shouldn't have to stop during this race. So it's a free-for-all unless they get damage, and then they'll have to make a pit stop. But we will see, and we'll see what happens down into turn 1 between Josh and Oshin. Of course, Oshin gets another chance at it to go for it on Josh. Oshin in the Haas now, not in the Red Bull. But yeah, our grid then. Ryan hasn't returned. He feels that that was just a bit too much for him. So we've got Josh Tomo in first position, of course, under that safety car restart. You can't blame this man for that restart. It was going to be perfect until other drivers ruined that. But then it's Oshin in second in the Haas car now. He gets another chance, of course, at the lead, and that's JDM spinning. He was also in the wars in that safety car restart. He wasn't at fault for that crash, but he had a crash with Oshin after turn 2, which meant that he retired anyway. Then we got Philip in P4. Yeah, he was in P4. So Nova in P5 as well. Yeah, he was quite the innocent bystander in that. Of course, he had Scotty hit into the back of him. Then we've got FNCO Tom in 6th. Who was just ahead of Sam. Who was just ahead of Fishy as well. Who's just had a spin. So both McLarens spinning on the formation lap. Of course, there were 1-2 in qualifying. And now they're down in P3 and P8. Then we got Scotty, who was the big major crash in that. Not his fault, but he should have saw that the cars were slowing, but he went full pelt into the back of Nova. So, oh, and Aiden's gone. That's probably technical difficulties. Talking of Aiden, in P10, he wasn't there during that. He had a crash with Mathers, who is in P11, just a few laps before that safety car, after the hairpin. But we're going to wait then for Fishy to get into his grid spot, and hopefully we get a good camera angle. And there it is, as Aiden joins back. So a bit of technical difficulties, but he is back. As now we wait for the lights for the second time today. As we go to 1 light, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights to the Canadian restart. It's lights out and away to turn 1 we go. It's a great start from Josh Tomo in the wet, getting that traction. Oshin gets the traction over JDM. All staying positions, but that's Scotty, who is in the wars once more and spun right at the back there. As also, it's nearly 3 wide between these three, and it is 3 wide. That is a crash. That is Fishy in the wall. I think he's got a little bit of damage as he cuts the chicane through that damage. from the effects of it. But also up ahead, FNCO Tom looking for the move on Philip. Around the outside maybe. And he does go around the outside. A bit of contact made. Nova also goes into the back of Philip there, as he loses out to P5. Now Fishy goes for the move on Philip. There's a bit of squeezing going on between the two of them. And Fishy's hit the wall once more. And that's a crash in the background there. Oh no, and Fishy's out and so is Philip. That's a bit of dirty driving from Philip to crash out Fishy. He completely cut that chicane and went into him. But Nova's got no front wing. Aiden's got damage too. Scotty has gone for the move on Aiden under a safety car. So very odd there, but a crazy restart. Ocean's already got a gap of 3.1 to Josh Tomo, as Scotty is now letting all the other drivers through that he overtook. But JDM has to pit for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. If it's not a front wing change, I can't see the point in this. And it's not a front wing change. So for some odd reason, JDM in the pits just to go on to fresh intermediates. Yet again, another safety car to kick us off. Just where we left off. I'm going to check chat. Yeah, they seem to have a problem. Hi, Lil Youngie and Shabe. Yeah, they seem to have a problem with getting through a race cleanly without a restart. So, which is unfortunate. They are good drivers when they want to be, but most of the time they do seem to let the intrusive thoughts win and be a bit more dirtier and aggressive. And I am receiving footage soon from that crash between Fishy and Philip, so I'll try and analyse it the best that I can. Of course, I can't really show you guys what happened, but we have got the onboard footage soon, which I'll be able to take you through under this safety car, I'm guessing. We've got one lap to do so from both POVs. So hopefully we get them soon during this lap under the safety car before we get to restart again. Because I'm assuming this lap everyone is going to catch up to the back of the safety car and we will get racing again. Scotty gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane there. He might have come in to retire or to pit just for fresh inters. And it's for a front wing change. I don't know why he didn't pit in for that under that first safety car when it first came out, but he pits again. Well, for the first time actually. Sorry. I will check. Yeah. Nothing's happened. And we have got Fishy's footage. So let's see what happens here. Of course, you guys can rewind the stream and go and see what goes on. So Fishy gets the run on Philip out of turn 5. Oh, and Philip kind of squeezes him there into that wall just before the corner. It is a very awkward corner, that, because you've got the wall sticking out there, and of course the driver on the inside can't really judge the other cars how close he is to that wall. But the safety car is going to be in this lap as Scotty now leaves as he DNFs on track. Yeah, Fishy got squeezed into the wall by Philip. We've now got Philip's POV from this. So a bit of squeezing. And yeah, Philip, there was kind of not enough space there. Oh, and then, yeah. So what actually happened between Philip and Fishy to cause that DNF was they both took to the escape road, and Fishy actually hit the wall on the entry back to the track, if that makes sense. He hit the Tech Pro on that wall, and that caused his front wheel to come off, and then Philip to go straight into the back of him. They were very close to one another, so Philip would have had no reaction time for that. But anyway, we get back to the on-track live action. Josh Tomo going to go for the safety car restart. As you can see, he's accelerated now, and he's going to go for that safety car restart. And what a restart it is from Josh Tomo and from FNCO Tom, maybe looking for the move on Oshin, but he doesn't go for it. Oshin goes wide though, as Tom's forced him into that mistake. Sam is cutting across the corner. I think he broke a bit too late there, but he's up in P4, is Sam. JDM in the background drifting it through turn 2, but Sam is in P4 just ahead of Mathers. Ahead of JDM, ahead of Aiden, but JDM looking for that move on Aiden to potentially go up the on Mathers, I mean, to go up the inside, but it doesn't work out. He is going to get the better exit though, but Mathers uses his ERS, and he's probably going to go for the move on Sam. Is he going to send it down the inside? No, he doesn't. Sam very smartly doesn't defend that one, as that would have been a stupid move anyway from Mathers. But he's going to go for a move. Up the inside of the hairpin he goes. Mathers, late on the brakes, gets it slowed down for the corner in time, and gets through, up into P4 in the Alfa Romeo. Now it's JDM looking to challenge Sam. Down the main straight we go. We've also got Aiden right behind, and Nova sitting to look for any mistakes that happen between these guys. But JDM actually has to turn defensive against Aiden, instead of going for the move on Sam, his good friend. But Sam actually hit the wall there on the exit of the Wall of Champions. He hasn't got damage, but he got a worse exit than JDM. But no position swaps so far. Only Mathers on Sam. As this is very close on track now. We've also got the battle for P2 between Tom and Oshin. Josh Thomas flying away with this one. He's 1.5 ahead of Oshin already, but JDM gets his penalty, and JDM is going to go for the move. Is he going to get P4 off Sam? He barges his way through, but he's got it done anyway. Now it's Aiden who's looking for the move on Sam. Could he get the exit? But Sam's going to get the exit on JDM, actually. We're going to go towards this corner where we saw already so much controversy. JDM leaves him enough room there. But Sam is going to get the better exit out of this chicane he goes. He's going to use his ERS, as I'm assuming that JDM will as well. Sam goes to the outside, which is the advantageous line on the exit. He's going to hang it round the outside, but he hits the wall. And that could be damage for Sam there, as he goes too early on the acceleration. That allows Aiden now to maybe look for the move. But no, it doesn't. Sam's going to look for the move now on JDM. We go on board, and there's a bit of wheel barging between the two friends there. As Sam gets through on JDM, he goes into the pits. Sam obviously getting damage from that wall. But a bit of wheel banging there could have caused a big collision between Sam and JDM. So he's got to be more careful about what he does. We're on lap 6 out of 18 in this restarted race at Canada for round 11 of season 2 in ERL. It's been quite a mad one so far, just like it was at Silverstone, but for all the wrong reasons in this race. We haven't had much clean battling, but I'm sure that this will be a clean battle between Aiden and JDM. I hope it's a clean battle anyway. Of course, it is more difficult to overtake in the wet. You haven't got the helping of DRS. You also have very bad brakes. Well, not really brakes, but the grip is just, yeah, it's a lot worse, of course, than it is in the dry on the slick tyres. So yeah, it's more difficult to go for a move in the wet conditions, which we're seeing all race so far. But yeah, no moves being made. Tom is staying within that 1 second. Of course, that doesn't matter. But I class 1 second as close. Sam gets a penalty. Oh, and he's crashed out. That could be another safety car as Sam spins into the barrier, and it is a safety car. Everyone's going to be backed up once again. And this is our 4th safety car over the course of this race weekend. And Josh Tomo will have to do yet another safety car restart as Mathers now gets the drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. He spins, I think. Yeah, he spun into the Tech Pro barrier. Lost a bit of his front wing after getting that drive-through. So maybe a bit of frustration there from Mathers. But Sam, after coming off his best result in league racing, P4 at Silverstone, he DNFs in this race. But actually, we've decided, well, the drivers have decided, not we. The drivers have decided to come into the pits for fresh inters for this now sprint, basically, to the end. The only one who hasn't is JDM, and he could get out into the lead. Where is Josh Tomo on the left-hand side? He's not there. He's just about there, but he's behind JDM. So JDM is controlling your safety car restart for this last part of the race. Is the only one apart from Nova and Aiden to stay out on those inters and get to the end. Of course, the only disadvantage that they've got now is the tyre age. But Oshin now, crucially, gets a penalty. So that could mean a lot for the battle up front. But we've got mixed in cars now. We've got 3 cars up there on old intermediates compared to drivers on fresh intermediates. The 4 drivers, 7 cars remaining, of course. But JDM is going to control your safety car restart over Josh Tomo. Then it's Aiden, then Nova, and then behind him is Oshin, who was 2nd and now 5th. And then it's going to be FNCO Tom, who's going to be looking to pounce straight away. He's already looking to pounce now, maybe warning Oshin, I am coming for you, I am going to get you. Going alongside him there under the safety car. And then Mathers, who's also on the fresh tyres, getting that drive through. And the safety car is in this lap. It's a late call from the safety car to come in. So JDM has less time to prepare for this safety car restart. He's going to take it slow, though, as the limiter only lets him go that fast. Or that slow, really. So we'll see how he plays it. He usually likes going towards the line. But he could go just before the final corners, as he's still trying to take it slow as possible. So this could maybe mean that he's going for an early restart. As long as he doesn't accelerate, then decelerate very quickly, or brake, then it should be a good safety car restart. He's got to get the run, though, on Josh Tomo. Is he gone for it? No, he's not. He's not gone for it yet. He's going to wait until the line, like we mentioned. He's speeding up, though. Oh, and there's Oshin who's going through. But JDM gets a good restart. Oshin has to give the positions back, and that allows FNCO Tom down the inside, and Nova as well, going side by side now with FNCO Tom is Nova, and there's nearly a crash that we saw with Oshin and JDM. But Oshin there really going for it on the restart. JDM hadn't gone for it yet, and of course Oshin was one of the people who blamed Fishy for going for it under that other safety car restart in the other race, the original race. Oh, and there's a crash. Oh, that was contact, and that was nearly Oshin into the barriers there. Mathers pushing his way through. But yeah, Oshin, who blamed Fishy for going for it on that other safety car restart, goes for it just like Fishy did. But he gives back the positions, unlike what Fishy did, but that was because of a game glitch. But yeah, it's still JDM who leads over Josh Tomo. The worn inters, they do seem to work a little bit better than the fresher inters for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but maybe because they've got a bit of heat up in them more than the fresh tyres. But JDM leads your lap 9 off the safety car restart. He's got a difficult contender though behind. Oshin and Mathers are both in the pits. Oshin speeds into the pit lane. And retires from the race, so that's a self-retirement. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I'm just checking. Hello, can you guys hear me? Please, no. Okay. I am muted. I was speaking this whole time. Wow. So that was embarrassing. Nova, we're going to go to you first. Wow. I've never done that before. Was I muted the whole race or something? Because... Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh,
You could have
no.
told me. Oh, my life. You could have told me. I don't know.
No, all you heard,
Oh,
all
right.
you heard was, can they not hear me? And then it just cut out, couldn't hear you for the rest of it. That was
Oh,
that.
my God. That is so bad. I'm so sorry for the stream, guys. But anyway, we're going to go to interviews. Nova, how did you feel about that race? Of course, you were in the
Oh,
right place, right time for most of that.
ups and downs, ups and downs. I thought I was finished. I got so unlucky in the first race with my wing. Broke it about 4 times. Kept on just getting into accidents, and then magically I'm third now, so...
Yeah, of course, you found yourself in that lead of the race, and the penalties costing you that race win. But do you feel very satisfied with that P3 finish today? It's a podium, of course, but do you feel that you wanted a lot more than that?
Well, can't really ask for more. I got a podium on my first race back.
Fair enough.
That's perfect. Time
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, that is a very good result. So I think that you're more than satisfied with that. So I am going to move on to JDM. Well done for your podium, though, Nova. Well done for leading that race as well. Of course, you crossed the line in first place, so I guess that's what counts, and you can take that as a positive thing. So JDM, that race, how did you feel it went? As we just hold on. I still can't believe I was muted that whole time. Okay, so how did you feel that race went for you? Yeah. Yeah, of course, it's always a chaotic race here in ERL. We saw that last week in Silverstone. And of course, you get caught up in a few incidents there. We also saw you in a few incidents today, but you managed to claw your way back to P2 after spinning. Did you make contact with Josh Tomo on the exit of that second chicane? Because I couldn't really see it. No. You just lost the back end. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. And of course, I missed out a question with Nova, so I'm going to ask it to you both. How did you feel when you saw the two guys ahead of you colliding? We'll start with Nova first. How did you feel when you saw those two ahead collide and get damage? Did you both feel like you had a real shot at winning this race? Both of you?
I pushed as hard as I can, to be honest, and then I got another time penalty. I was fuming, so I was
Yeah.
pushing as hard as I can. Couldn't get a time gap on Josh, and then eventually JDM cut down the gap on me. So fair play.
Yeah. Very unlucky for those penalties as well. JDM, how did you feel when you saw those two ahead with the damage, or start to slow even? Because you weren't too far back, but you probably wouldn't have been able to see what happened. So how did you feel when those two started to slow down by a significant amount? Yeah. 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 And yeah. And are you satisfied with your race result today? P2, of course, you've had a couple of podiums this season in your own league, and you won. Did you? Right. Oh, okay. Well, you've had a few podiums, and are you satisfied with this one, or would you have liked it to go a bit better? Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah, because they are gaining massively, but luckily for you, you got the best result out of your rivals catching you in the championship. So I'd say that that's a pretty satisfied Canadian Grand Prix for you, and congratulations for your P2 today. Now we are going to move on to our race winner. Second race in ERL, Josh Tomo has won for the first time, second podium as well. So, how was that race for you? I'm going to save the more exciting questions to the end.
Yeah, it was a good race. It was fun racing against the people who did when I got the chance to. And yeah, it was pretty controlled until I hit the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you managed a few safety car restarts. Controversially, the one in the first race, but I'm not really going to talk about that since I don't think that that's going to be reported anyway. So you controlled two safety cars in that restarted race, I think. Or was it just the one?
I think it was two. Okay. No, it was just the one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. So you had Oshin behind you, of course, and it was looking the same way as the first restart in the first race, with Oshin going down the inside of everyone. Were you scared that was going to maybe cause another big crash, and maybe even were you thinking of protecting the inside to Oshin in case he went flying through?
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just got
did you feel like you needed to defend the inside as Oshin went through on quite a few drivers before the green flags under that safety car?
I felt like I did have. Obviously, naturally, you try and defend the inside, and I didn't really take much notice of what he was doing in terms of racing other people.
Yeah.
I focused on what I got on the restart, and I changed it up and went earlier on the restart rather than going as late as what I did last time.
Well, that's fair enough. So, we saw you slow down. I probably didn't commentate over it. I was probably muted, but we saw you slow down on the stream and have a little battle with your brother. Of course, it was going well at first, but in the end, that really cost him a podium finish as well. He could be sitting here next to you and being interviewed. But what really happened there? It was all a blur for me. Was it a blur for you as well?
Yeah, it was all quick. We were there for the laps we were racing because I had picked up damage from hitting a wall slightly earlier. So I was there racing him with damage, and it was really fun. We were laughing our heads off, and it was fun. And it was that moment I had a snap of oversteer because he had just got ahead of me, and I was trying to push a little bit too hard. And then I clipped his rear wheel as he came across. And he ended up into the wall with damage, and I picked up more damage.
Well, I mean, at least you're laughing about it, right? That's all that matters. But yeah, it was a very good race from you, a good showcase. I was saying while I was muted, maybe like the Tomo showcase or something for this little battle that was going to go on, but yeah, it didn't last very long after I did say that. But yeah, well done on your race victory, your first one in the league, your second podium in your second race as well, and congratulations once more. And unlucky to your brother. Tell him I said unlucky.
Yeah, he's watching the stream.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're going to end the stream there. Sorry for the off comms. I did not realise that I was muted the whole time. No one decided to tell me in the stream chat either. I would have maybe looked at it if you'd have spammed the chat. But yeah, hopefully next week for the comms, I do not mute myself. I will double check just to make sure that I'm not muted. We're going to end it there. Another chaotic race here in ERL. I think that the next race is... Oh, it is USA. So that could also be another chaotic one. It's going to be the second to last race. But yeah, USA. It's a bit of an awkward track, a bit difficult. If you thought that the drivers would struggle with track limits today, just imagine through the S's and the rest of the lap what the drivers are going to be like. But today's results then: Josh Tomo, your winner; JDM P2, Nova in P3 for his first podium here in ERL, and we'll make sure you join us next week for USA. Hopefully it's a better stream and better comms. Once again, apologise, and goodbye. Join me next week. See you.